What is going on, guys? Today we are looking at prime moment Gullit. He is alone. Obviously we're going to be going through a few of the top icons throughout. As you can see on the bench, we've kind of left icons this year, whereas next year obviously they'll be kind of the main focus along with gold cards from the very start. Gullit, we've got a lot of loans. I've got him for 10 matches, and I think to start with we had about 15 due to all of the loan icon packs. So I thought, let's get him out. We've got very few players coming out at the minute, and we're going in foot champs with him, so see how he goes. I'm playing him as more of a cam role just because I feel like the DM role is going to kind of limit what he can actually do. We've got pretty good links there with KDB and Pogba, so I'm thinking a bit of Ronaldinho and Gullit on the cams should be quite good. He is a very, very tall player this year, or he is in general, but he's a very tall player, so I don't feel like that's going to be the meta this year. Last year it was all about that, and literally his price was extinct pretty much most of the time until we got the icon SBCs. This year we don't have the luxury of that, and he's currently going for 14.5 mil still, and that is just unachievable for a lot of players. I think my team is worth that, but in terms of coins, I don't think I've had nowhere near that amount. And as you can see, we've already got quite a few assists with him, just mainly probably from icon squad battles or something along them lines to get the objectives done. He's a 5-star, 4-star, which is pretty nice. 6'3" with a high medium work rate, right-footed with speed dribbler, playmaker as the computer AI traits, and outside of the foot and power header as the traits we're going to find today. We've got good pace with him, decent shooting, passing's pretty immense. Dribbling wise, it falls down a little bit on his agility and balance, mainly because he's a tall player, so we can't imagine his agility and balance to be 99. He's going to be more of a blocky player, but with the ability to be able to pass, shoot, and pretty much just battle anybody off, really. In terms of strength, we've got a decent amount. We've got 90 with 88 aggression, 97 stamina, which is never to worry. Decent defending, and this is why I've kind of gone with the DM role, because I think he'll be better with an engine kind of going forward. If he was going for someone maybe more defense, I'd be looking at a different chem style, maybe dribbling, defending, because really there's nothing else to get up in it. Physicals are pretty high up there. Pace is good enough. I wouldn't want any more really there. Shooting again, and it's why I've not gone for the Deadeye or Sniper, because I feel like that again would be a wasted chem style. It's mainly getting that agility and balance up. So if you wanted to go more of a kind of box to box or even more of a DM with him, I'd be looking at something like, I think it's Gladiator, or I think it might be Guardian, in fact, that gets the defending and dribbling up, because realistically that's what you want to go for. But let's get into the match. Let's see what he can do in foot champs. I'm interested to see how he links up. I don't really like using loans too much, but I thought for this case we'll use a couple. Get Gullit on the ball. I don't really think that he'll suit this sort of role. Just being so big, he's just not going to go for it. He took ages to turn there. But the one thing that I'm going to be hopefully getting from him is a powerhouse. Someone who's going to win the ball back and constantly make their moves. That's got to be a red. Straight into Gullit. It seems very, very clunky. Like, I haven't used majorly any Gullits this year. I've had his baby, and I think I got him at the point where he really wasn't that effective, and it was mainly his mid and prime that was doing work. But I'm really not feeling him already. I don't feel like he's what he was last year. Last year he was unreal. Like, every team had a Gullit. If you could afford a Gullit, you had a Gullit. Whereas this year, I very, very rarely see him unless someone's packed him and then they kind of have to use him. Being 14.5 mil, if you've got him untradeable, more than likely you're going to try and utilise him. Great interception or tackle there as such. Get it across. He's going to get a red card by the end of this match. I can already see it. That's going to try and catch Verdi. He's got great pace on him. I feel like in second half, I definitely will be bringing him into that DM role. I feel like I've kind of overjudged what he actually can do, and kind of going in that wide cam role is definitely not suited for him. Maybe even like a central cam role would be better, but definitely not the wide one. In the 4-2-2-2, which I play, he just doesn't suit it in the slightest. He's too bulky to be able to go down them wings, and I think that's where like a Ronaldinho like I've got here would do much better. One more to Gullit. Gullit with a shot. There we go. Gullit with his first goal. As I literally said, he can't play that role. He can shoot and definitely get there. But in terms of like actual effectiveness for him, I feel like definitely that kind of middle role would suit him so much better as Cam, CM or DM. He'd play there. So in the second half, we're going to be bringing Gullit in for Pogba on the middle. And I'm going to bring on Vinicius just to see what the difference is. I will, in fact, move him into the left-hand side. I feel like that's where the ball's being played. And he's very, very strong at winning that ball back. So hopefully he makes more of an impact there. Granted, he did score, but it's a one-on-one shot. He was never going to miss if he's 14.5 mil. Hopefully 90% of the time he manages to score them. Into Gullit. This is where I want him, in that mid, running the show. We've had a very slow start in this second half already. This is the first attack, and I feel like this guy is struggling to defend. Oh, what a block. Brings it in for Ben. Turn it over for KDB. Into R9. What a save from Chesney. And again, we've got Gullit going right in this centre. If we can get the head... Virgil needs to be at the end there. Someone needs to be at the back post. And it's one thing that I really want custom corners back. Because the amount of times, if literally that one person was just chilling at that back post, the amount of goals that I could probably get from there. Oh, off the line. Gullit, bring it back in. Good header. Back out. One to Gullit. No, he's going to miss it this time. Into Ben. We see R9. Oh, it's good defending from Gullit. Into Vinicius, and again a cracking save. I don't know if we were offside on that point. Gullit again winning it back, and that probably is the best position for him then, going into that more DM sort of role. We're struggling to get the attacks on, but he's winning the ball back so much very early on as well, which is always nice. And again, already there for the interception. Gullit's going to go for the power. Very easy save from Chesney, but he gets us that corner where we know Gullit's going to be waiting. Can we get the overhead? Doesn't make the connection this time, though. Oh, that's a red. It's got to be gone. Got to be gone. See you later, kid. Now, if we can get this free kick in, we know he hasn't got no pauses left. See where he lines this guy up. He's going to line perfectly on the wing. No, he's not. He's... going to try and go for more of a... No, that was a poor... Oh! But now we put the constant pressure on. We already know that he's got a man down. Back to Gullit. Dying embers of the game. Gullit! Oh, he hits the post! And again to Gullit. It's got to be the finesse. And Chesney has literally saved him in the dying moments of this game. And Gullit does it for me. Manages to send me through. Honestly, I do not know how we didn't get a second goal in there. Gullit doing very well in that DM role. I felt like that's his position. He got man of the match for me. Gets the goal. And as you'll see from the stats, we should have been all over it. 15, 9, 7, 4. We should have been absolutely on form there. So going into the overall then for big boy Gullit. 14.5 mil as you see. It's the one problem with icons this year. I like what they did with them, and I appreciate the moments SBC. I think that has been wonderful. A little bit late in my opinion, in terms of the ability to get moments. It's kind of past the point of really needing them. And I think it's with all of the SBCs we've had, baby, mid, prime, and moments. They've always came a little bit after when we actually want them. Moments are the worst because the game is really dead now. So no matter, unless you've got literally R9, Gullit, Cruyff, Eusebio, maybe even a Vieira, even Vieira now at this point seems a little bit dead. There's no point in them anymore. If I got a Gullit right now, I'd have a little bit of a reaction. But would I go absolutely balls to the wall like my baby Zidane right at the start? Probably not. And that's the big problem with them. Even with the kind of mids and the primes, they came a little bit late and we already had cards way better. And all we wanted was the top 5. Granted, that's all we want anyway. So really, that's not a problem. But I'd like to be able to use an Overmars and think, actually, he could go into my team. I'd like to use a Zola, a Del Piero, a Butragrano. I don't know how you pronounce his name, but you know who I mean. I'd love to be able to use them and actually really want them, other than maybe doing the icon swaps. I kind of want one from a pack and think, that's actually useful for the team. Unfortunately, that's not happened this time. We are saying, I'd say engine for more of a cam roll. I would say the Guardian, I think it is. You get the 10 on the agility. You are throwing in the balance, but I feel like it's all right and it won't make too much of a difference. It will turn him into like a 94, 96 kind of DMCM. And I think that role works so well. If you go with the engine, obviously you are saying that the CDM role of him will take a massive hit, because this is not good enough for a DM in my opinion. With a Guardian on, then we're looking at pretty high up stats there, and I think that would probably be more beneficial than going for the engine if you are going from a more central mid to defensive mid. If you're going cam, I would then say engine is probably the best. Maybe you want to still go with that Guardian just to get that bonus of the kind of defense of him, but I don't think it's needed as much if he's kind of more up the pitch, that CF cam role. But overall, he is a 10. Obviously, he's a 10. We're going to be doing a few more prime moments, like I said. We're going to just keep them rolling through. Obviously, we have a few of the lone ones, a few of the big boys, and then I'm going to be doing some of the ones that I've packed over the course of the next week or two, just to kind of finish out the game. Obviously, any players that still do come into the game, I will be doing them, and these will kind of just be like a filler. If there's nothing, if there's no pack, no content, no nothing, at least you get a player review. We can kind of keep that momentum rolling with the reviews. I want to keep that going so that when we go into FIFA 21, we're still booming and we're still on that roll from all of the player reviews. But apart from that, make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you for the next one. Peace.